Hello everyone and welcome to the webinar for the Booking Wizard. It is 4 p.m. so let's start. My name is Raphael Hübner. I'm Partner Manager at Core Systems and I will guide you through this Booking Wizard webinar. And maybe before we begin with the agenda, what's the reason that we chose this topic? It's just that we figured out that many partners and also end customers don't know exactly what the Booking Wizard is. And so we thought it might make sense to have such a session like we do today, just to give you a little information about it, to show you how it works, and then you hopefully know about it. Yes, so let's take a look on the agenda. It seems to be a lot. Also, I scheduled about 45 minutes for this webinar, but I have to be honest, it shouldn't take longer than I assume 20 to maximum 25 minutes. So it means that we will have a lot of time for possible questions in the end, or otherwise you can go home today maybe a little bit earlier. So the agenda. What are we going to take a look on? First off, the target group, then what's the target of the webinar? What are the requirements to use the Booking Wizard? Then what is the Booking Wizard at all? And afterwards, we are going to take a look on the features and I think most important thing, we're gonna take a look into the Booking Wizard itself via demonstration. And as mentioned, in the end, we have much time for possible questions. So let's start. Target group. Who are we targeting with this webinar? We are targeting especially two kinds of persons or groups. The first one is, of course, consultants who are working in the area of SAP Business One, and also users of Business One who are working in the financial department. And the target of the webinar is just to give you give you the knowledge about the more added value of the Booking Wizard, and also it makes it easier for you, hopefully, after watching the webinar, to start working with the Billing Wizard so that you know where can you find it in the B1 system and how does it work. Yeah. So then the next step are the requirements. What do you need to use the Booking Wizard successfully? For this, you need, of course, SAP Business One experience. It would be very good if you know how to create a query in B1. You need an installed Coresuite Country Package and, of course, also the Booking Wizard itself, because it's not part of the Country Package. It is an additional module that you have to order, or the customer has to order if he or she wants to use it. So far about targeting group and the prerequisites for the solution. But now let's take a look on the Booking Wizard itself. So what is the Booking Wizard? If we would have to explain it in one sentence, it would be this one. The Booking Wizard is a query-based booking engine and gives you the possibility to automate regular bookings. And this is how it then looks like. You have the Booking Wizard with different possible queries. There are explained what kind of columns you can use, and below of that, when you chose, query and executed it, it shows you the booking suggestions, and then you can create the journal entry or journal voucher. But we will see it, of course, in a minute also in the demonstration itself. The features. Out of the box, you have, as mentioned, the possibility to automate the bookings, but there are two queries already included. The one is automatic booking of costs to cost centers. The query is called the cost splitting one. That's the one here below. And then we have also the automatic booking for accruals and deferrals, means the revenue splitting. Those are the most common one. As example, if you maybe have sold something to a customer which he has to pay for the whole year, I would say something like a car insurance that you sold to a customer and he maybe had to pay it for the whole year. So you can then split it to the different months so that it's more accurate in the B1 system. And very important, and the big value of the solution, you can add your own queries. As you can see, I have one here, so that you can use it then in this booking wizard. So that's already all about the theory. So let's take a look into the system itself and how does the booking wizard look like in business one. So I jump quickly out of my PowerPoint, go into my virtual machine. And yeah, it's pretty empty. Enterprise search, we don't need it right now. And here we've got different modules. And if we go to the financial module, then we go to the bottom and there we see the booking wizard. And when I click on it, then we get this window that you have seen a moment ago in my PowerPoint. And so far, everything is empty. And the first thing we need to do is that we need to select a query. And as mentioned, there are two predefined ones, the cost splitting one or the revenue splitting. And in this case, I would use now the revenue splitting one. And I execute it, and you can see, oh, I get an error. The reason is, no, let's click one more time. The query returned no results. Reason is I have no revenue or, no revenue or booking so far that can be taken care of by the wizard. So first off, maybe we quickly create together an Ap invoice. Herefore, I just choose any kind of customer, John Ingenieure, any kind of item. In this case, I mentioned already the car insurance. Let's write it to make it clear, car insurance. And I will say it costs, let's say, 1,200 Swiss francs. And now we have the possibility to make the split that I have mentioned regarding the revenue. And how can we do this? We can do this by using the user-defined fields. That's why I have enabled them on the right side. And here you can see those two, date from and date to. And by filling in a date here, I can define in which months the booking wizard should then split the revenue. And in this case, I will say it should split it, let's say, just for the whole year, from the 1st of January until the 1st of December. And that's all. I just add it now. Yes. Okay, so we created the invoice. And now we go back to the booking wizard. And when I execute now the query again, you can see now it's showing me something. And what is it showing to us? The first thing it's showing is that it's there is the debit. And now it creates a credit so that we have a balanced account. And afterwards, it's creating 12 more bookings. As you can see, for every month. Here you can see December, November, October, and so on and so on. And for every month, then there will be 100 Swiss francs be booked. And as mentioned, I can go now for the voucher, so that I first off create only the voucher or directly the entry, and we will go for the entry. And I click create. and below you can see it's validating quickly if it works, and then it's showing me, okay, created 13 journal entries. So if I click now again on execute, well, let's say this before, as you can see already, this box is not available anymore. I can't click it anymore. Reason is we already created it, so it's some kind of a safe feature that you can't create it twice or more often by accident. And if I execute this query again, we get again this message that there are no results because we already did it. So let's take a look into the financials and into the journal entry. And if I jump to the last one, you can see what's happening here in my account. There is now the posting date, sorry, for the debit and credit of 100 Swiss francs. And if I go back, you can see it did the same for November, October, and so on and so on. And maybe also interesting, the first one is this one where it's balancing the account. So the initial AR invoice that we created. So this is what's happening, let's say, in the background. And same we could do now with the cost splitting, so creating an AP invoice, but I already did this to save some time. So we have here in this case an AP invoice. It is about electricity, and I have to pay it quarterly. And so I split it in this case into the last quarter from October to December. And I could again create it, or in this case we can go for the voucher maybe, just to show you quickly how does it look then. Here you can see then it looks like this. It's showing me the last one, okay, like this. All right, okay, and I can post a voucher now. Yes, and we are done. And once again, there's nothing to be shown anymore. So these are the two out-of-the-box queries, and as mentioned, you can add your own one. And how can you, or where can you define this? There's the query manager, as you know it, and here we have this area or this category called Core_Booking Wizard. And there are the two out-of-the-box ones, and here is my own one, my own Booking Wizard query. And if I click on it, you can see here the details and what it is about. I can maybe just quickly explain. In this scenario, it's like this, that I get every, I think, month, 2 months, I get water delivery, and I thought I got two different teams, a support team and a development team, and the development team are, let's say, only 2 people, while the support team are 8 people. So I want to split the costs for this based on the head account, or based on the head count. And if I execute my one, because also here I already created the invoice, you can see the original invoice was 250. I will credit it, so reversal original booking, and then I've got the 2 other profit codes where I debit it, split to development, and split it to the support team. And once again, I could now create a voucher or create an entry. Yes, so that's it about also adding your own queries just by putting them into the core booking wizard, and afterwards when you add it here, it will be displayed here in the select query area. Yes, and that's, I have to say, is all about the booking wizard. I think good additional product for every finance department. It makes life a little bit easier. And so I can jump back to my PowerPoint because I have shown you what I wanted to show you. And also you got my contact details. Means if you have maybe after the session a question, you can call me or send me an email, and then we can take a look on it as well. Due to this, I would say thank you very much for participating. I hope you got some new information about the product, know how to use it, and as mentioned, if there is anything else you want to know, just contact me. Thank you very much and have a great day.